Wage gap between manufacturing workers in Mexico and the US was 10 to 1 in 2019 when this process began to be implemented. And it's today it's 10 to 1. That is not to belittle at all a huge amount of work that's been undertaken by Mexican workers, first of all, but also the Mexican government, the U.S. government, a lot of people in USTR and the Department of Labor, members of Congress, and all the unions at this table and a bunch that aren't. But we have to deal with realities, and the reality is that all those efforts haven't actually changed the reality on the ground in any significant way for the Mexican working class or for workers in the U.S. who are affected by this because, why do people move production from the U.S. to Mexico? Because they can pay 10% the wages. And the mechanism, has had some impact in some places and probably a demonstration effect on top of that, but it has not actually changed the reality. And so we have to change that reality, I think. And every single suggestion that's been made here, and there will be other reports and other suggestions, and we should take all of that together. Of course, the current administration in the U.S. has um, is also trying to shrink the wage gap, but they're doing it mostly by reducing wages in the U.S., and that will close the gap. That is not our solution. We're not talking about lowering American workers' wages or Canadian workers' wages to improve the. We're talking about raising up, lifting up workers who work just as hard as we do under the same conditions or worse conditions, and they just get paid a lot less for it. So that's what has to change.